Hello, everyone. I'd like to discuss with you something that deals with my Polish background. For Poland, May 3rd is Polish Constitution Day. The Polish Constitution was the second constitution in the world, right after the Constitution in the United States. And I bring this up because I want to bring good news for Americans. For Poles, it was a little bit bad news. Because in America, this idea of the Enlightenment, again, it came from John Locke. This idea was that citizens could self-rule. They don't need monarchies to self-rule. And we've been successful for hundreds of years in this society on the basis of this Constitution. This is truly a privilege to live in a society where it's the rule of law, where we, the people, organize and construct this world around us, right? It's this inherent, latent opportunity given us because of our founding fathers who did not want to have all that much power, even though they probably did have a lot of power, and there's still things to figure out, right, in that dimension. But we have this wonderful place, and I think that's something to be proud of, simply. And that's the best thing that the world has ever seen. And in being the best thing that the world has ever seen from that perspective, we truly give, if you take a look at it from the international perspective, if you go out to a different country, people are like, yeah, but America is going to try to do the right thing. America is going to be there. America is going to cooperate. Maybe sometimes we make mistakes, but at the same time, we try to solve and address many of those as well. But back to Poland for a moment. So from Polish history, there's a reason why Poles speak Polish even when they go to other societies throughout the world. It's because when Poland implemented its constitution for 123 years, they did it silently. We learned the language silently in our homes from our predecessors, right? We did not want to give up the identity, this important identity of freedom, I would say. And I think that's something to keep in mind, is that even though American society has achieved this freedom, don't give it up in any way ever. Is the idea that comes from this comparison. In Poland, the Polish society spent 123 years without a country, and another 70 years under the domination of communism. So American Enlightenment, American rule of law, American Constitution has had this inherent freedom to be, to grow in a stable garden. The Polish one is a long, hard-fought battle to ensure that the rule of law, that a constitution, and that the will of the people is adhered to within this country and this nation state. I think that's something critical just to keep in mind, is that even though Americans have come here from throughout the world, it's built on optimism. It's built on opportunity. It's built on all this tremendous opportunity that this island of stability offers for its citizens and the world. So what do I mean by keep this important thing, what you've achieved in America? I guess last time when I was making this video, I had like 2 minutes that I cut out. And the reason I cut them out is because I think they needed more explanation. And essentially my thesis that I was like sharing was that the ideas that I was sharing were that in America, you always get to speak freely. You've always been able to speak freely, no matter who you are, whatever your race, whatever your ethnicity. Visitor or not, you've always been able to share your thoughts in a free and open way. First and foremost, this idea of speaking, of being able to share and communicate, even though it has its inefficiencies, has always been something that we've aspired to. And the world has learned to believe that in America you could come and you could share and you could participate in this great design. But I realized the way I was portraying was that everything in America has already been solved, and it's always been the same way. But that couldn't be more incorrect. We know about the struggles for racial identity. We know the struggles of different ethnic groups to bring their ideas into focus in this country so that people hear and understand what they're all about. And this is something which is really maybe not forgotten, but it's the evolution of what we've been able to achieve for many decades, for 100 years, right? Since the major ethnic groups who have been visiting our country. And I think this is something to keep in mind. It's always a work in progress. And the work in progress sometimes take a step back, but the work in progress also allows for innovation to take place. And the innovation is always taking place. But don't get rid of what you've earned, what you've accomplished over the decades, right? So maybe all races have not been able to speak in America, but now I think everybody gets to speak. Maybe there's still structural innovations that need to take place to create a full equality between all citizens. But that's been worked on. Maybe all ethnic groups cannot yet vent all of their problems that they see or can't share, or there isn't the ability to comprehend what is being shared by the dominant society. But it's here, right? It's something that's being worked on. And I think when we speak of diversity, equity, and inclusion, this is the idea. It's America's not a singular society. We have one language which we should all kind of speak, and maybe regionally a little bit of a support structure for the one language. But we are a society where we integrate. And because we integrate, we actually need mechanisms to integrate diverse people, diverse groups into the infrastructure. Because if we don't, then essentially what you have is you have just one thought, one series of ideas, one way of doing things. And that doesn't work in the long term. Because in the long term, what it does is it creates unnecessary friction between different people and different groups. It doesn't institutionalize the differences that shape themselves, and certainly doesn't institutionalize the different perspectives so we could grow and evolve together. So this is the reason behind programs that try to integrate different perspectives. What's maybe missing in these types of programs in this society is we don't really have a commission of people who discuss these things and their importance. We don't necessarily have different community groups where this is something which is what is priority, which is understood by us. And I think this is where we have a tendency to sometimes find a lot of discrepancies when different perspectives are brought into only this idea of winning elections and having power in this society.